Chelsea Flower Show is known for its fantastic florals and wide range of outdoor ornamental plants showcased in the magnificent show gardens. But what they've done recently is taken it a step further with their houseplant studios. And the houseplant studios are particularly great this year because they not only showcase these plants but also tell a story. Hope After Humanity is one such place where there is a strong narrative going through it. Hope After Humanity envisions a future in 2099. Humanity has fallen and houseplants have taken over. Inspired by apocalyptic themes from video games, films and books, the exhibit featured a dark, eerie studio boutique with elements like graffiti, litter and crumbling buildings. Temperatures have risen by 4 degrees, so houseplants can take over this derelict old boutique. The inside hosted a range of shade-loving houseplants such as monsteras, philodendrons and calatheas, which were a strong favourite amongst many of the visitors. The vintage furniture that decorated the room tied together this old boutique. Moss and small creeping vines were placed in the cracks and crevices as if it was taking over the shop. So I am here with the designer, Gemma Haigh, and tell me a bit about your design, Gemma.
Oh, sorry, I think we've got a survivor over here.
This is Cass.
Cass? Cass?
I'm searching for survivors.
Okay.
If you can hear me, then please meet me.
Where are you?
I'll be at London Bridge, every day at noon.
Okay.
The year is 2099, and the month is May. I'm not sure what day it is.
The only known survivor is Cass, who climbs to the top of the radio tower every day to broadcast on the one remaining channel that is open to see if there are any survivors. But she only ever gets a reply in Morse code, and she doesn't understand Morse code because she's not in a movie. So she doesn't really know if there are any other survivors out there.
Why did I want to do this? So I came into this project because having an exhibitions background, I wanted to bring something a little bit different to Chelsea. So essentially I wanted to kind of merge my love of displays and engage people with houseplants in a completely different immersive way. So I wanted to create this space to allow people to walk in, experience houseplants in a slightly more natural state, showing them, reclaiming this abandoned boutique, and I wanted them to live a story, and I wanted to tell a narrative behind this as well. I really care about sustainability, and I love to tell people about how to keep their houseplants alive. So I think in this exhibit I'm managing to showcase both those things. I'm managing to show plants in their kind of more natural environment, which is how they would survive if you were to put them back in a rainforest essentially. But here they are just doing great in their boutique.
So why the apocalypse and not just a kind of jungle kind of vibe? Why the apocalypse?
I love the apocalyptic genre, I have to be honest. I am partial to a good zombie film, but basically I wanted to put it at the apocalypse to really make people think about the world, to think about climate change and sustainability, and to think about the part that they're playing in the world too. So in order to show that, we have used climate activist graffiti in the form of messages like this by Greta Thunberg. We commissioned an artist called DFTE who came all the way from Bristol to help us by writing these messages all over our studio. We have been sustainable by recycling things from Facebook Marketplace. We've managed to use recycled rubble from the show gardens here at Chelsea, and soil too, which has also been recycled. The plan is to recycle as much of this as possible, sell on the plants. There will be plant rescue boxes at the end of this, sold by partners, Grow Tropicals, and yeah, we plan on just making this exhibit as sustainable as possible and raising awareness of climate change, because the climate is changing. Why aren't we?
Brilliant.
Here we have everything growing in, reaching out of every single plank of wood in the studio, really bursting out and bringing it back to life after humans have gone. So taking you inside here, we have our lovely mannequin, who we've named Flora affectionately during this project. Flora wears a philodendron scandens, which weaves its way around her, clothing her because she has no clothes anymore after the end of the world. This boutique is set in London, and as the temperature has risen, tropical plants have taken over the planet. Looking around the studio, you can see hints of tropicals like Hoya linaris. Over here we have a Monstera deliciosa. We have Anthurium crystallinums growing from the shelves. And here in the back corner we have some underfoliage planting, including a Cissus discolor and some philodendron. And we have anthuriums growing out the back wall. A copper pipe at the top of the back wall feeds water to the plants as it drips, broken. Above Flora's head, the ceiling's broken in and it's fallen down on her. Around her feet, she's planted with peace lilies. Ferns have popped out everywhere, and there's pieces of broken rubble. In the back corner, a hint of a changing room that once was. A broken mirror represents the break in humanity. And we have ferns and a sofa which is filled with foliage. Broken pots hint that plants have burst their roots out. And outside, a rocking chair and a radio suggests that humans once lived here.
Yeah.
Taken over.
So what are the chances I have found Cass? Let's give her a little wake.
The idea is that both has set in.
Hello, hello. Are you a survivor? Sort of. I may have transported through time and space, but I'm here right now. I just wanted to ask a few questions.
Okay.
So,
what do you want to know?
Where are you right now? Why are you in this kind of decrepit boutique?
It's the safest place I found. It's the only place that they didn't get to.
Who's they?
Just, I don't even know anymore.
Oh god, oh god. This.
It's Flora. She's my only friend.
Oh. After travelling forward in time, let's travel back with our next houseplant studio. James Whiting brings the vibrant 70s to life through tropical houseplants and nostalgic design in his Verdant Visions. As a multi-award-winning designer, James Whiting returns to the show to capture his third consecutive gold medal. Find My Past has contributed to the exhibit by utilising extensive newspaper archive to showcase historical headlines from the 70s, including coverage of past Chelsea Flower Shows. The interactive exhibit transports visitors to the 1970s-inspired teen bedroom, complete with vibrant plants and historical moments that define the decade. The sponsorship reflects Find My Past's commitment to storytelling, connecting visitors to the past through both plants and history.
So I'm Josh, I work for Horse Watering Cans, and this is Verdant Visions. We collaborated with James on a number of things recently in the last 12 months, but what we did here was we made some brand new pots for James. We've collaborated with him in the last few weeks on some new colours for our watering cans, and this is what we wanted to bring to Chelsea. We wanted to bring some colour, some brightness and some vibrance.
Why the 70s? Because it's a vibrant time?
Absolutely, yeah, super vibrant. It's a bit of nostalgia, isn't it? And it's something that everyone can relate to. So everyone that comes past the stand, they can go, I know this, I've seen that, my mum had that, and it's really relevant for everyone, which is brilliant.
What's your favourite part of the stand?
Oh, for me, it's got to be the disco ball plant pot. And I think everybody, between the disco ball plant pot and the avocado suite, it's a top favourite.
Was it the avocado toilet?
Toilet suite, yeah.
It is avocado toilet set. Yes. Moving away from 70s pop, let's look at some plants with soul with the Little Botanics Plants with Soul Houseplant Studio. This exhibit highlights British-grown peat-free plants and their journey from the jungles of Central and South America to the West Sussex nursery. The concept was developed by the goal of showing the personality and origins of each plant, bringing to life their natural environments through soundscapes and visuals. The display, which earned the team an RHS Silver Medal, includes plants like Sansevieria, Dragon Tree and Yucca, showcasing their resilience and character. The exhibit is also a testament to the company's commitment to sustainability, using peat-free soil in partnership with ICL. Visitors can also explore the living wall created with Growing Revolution.
So I'm Holly, I'm the sales manager at Houseplant, and we're here today with the Little Botanical, who are our customer-facing online brand of premium British-grown peat-free houseplants. It's our first time exhibiting at Chelsea. Done a lot of work over the last few years with moving all of our plants into peat-free substrate. We've done a lot of work with the RHS on this and part of the RHS Peat-Free Fellowship. Chelsea for us was about telling the story of that British-grown peat-free houseplant journey. In the UK, it's quite difficult to get peat-free houseplants at the moment. Obviously a lot coming in from abroad, a lot coming in from the continent. So yeah, we were here to publicise our story, speak to the public about this wonderful journey these plants go on. Start off in sort of Central America, South America in the jungles. Take the journey through from the end of the houseplant studio to here in the middle, where there's a bit of footage about, a bit of footage from the nursery, some of the insight into what commercial horticulture looks like, because that's something that's sort of often not spoken about, particularly in the indoor plant world. And then finally to a lovely scenario, final set up in someone's front living room, adorned with very beautiful plants, in a really lovely environment.
So we found out how our plants are commercially grown. Our next houseplant studio tells the story of where they come from in the world. An atlas of houseplants was designed by owner Abby Dixon and creative director Ruth Webber of Botanic York. It features a welcome reading room divided into 6 zones, each representing a continent. Plants are displayed according to their native regions, with information on their habit, growing conditions and cultural significance. The aim of this exhibit was to educate visitors on how the plants' native environments can help in caring for them at home.
So I'm Abby, and I am the owner of Botanic York. We're based up in York, and basically our studio is an atlas of houseplants, and the idea was that we wanted to create a sort of immersive but educational experience, a cosy sort of reading nook with basically a write-up on all of the different regions. So we've colour-coded the map and looked at the houseplants from each of the regions, and we've done a write-up on the climates, the culture, the weather, and how it affects the plants and how we should look after them in our homes in this country.
One houseplant is never enough, so let's take a look at our next houseplant studio. The next houseplant studio was called Gardening in Small Spaces by In the Garden, and it was inspired, and it focuses on leaf shape, texture and colour, inspired by Victorian collectors' plants. I absolutely loved this one, especially as there were so many more rare and unusual varieties that we don't normally get to see. And yeah, here they were. Look at that absolutely amazing Monstera albo. And on the left-hand side of the screen, the Philodendron Painted Lady.
Hi, my name's Holly and I'm from In the Garden. I'm one half of In the Garden. We're a mother and daughter duo. And here I'm sitting in my houseplant studio called Maximalist Victorian. You'll notice that there's a lot of plants in here, and we've gone for a Maximalist Victorian inspired houseplant theme. We're based in London, and we want to show that houseplants, container gardening is possible in your home regardless of the space available to you.
And they won an RHS Gold Medal for their exhibit. As we've just seen, there are so many ways to display your houseplants, but in the studio behind me, they've taken it to a whole other level by using recycled materials. Upcycled Botanica by the Plant Warehouse demonstrates to visitors that nearly anything can be upcycled into a plant pot if you think hard enough. Very little was off the table for these creative designs, and I found that I could spend hours just looking at all the details and all the interesting ways they have planted stuff and recycled things into planters and displayed the plants. And yeah, I just love this one. And it shouldn't be a shock to you that this has earned itself an RHS Gold medal. This next houseplant studio tells the story of two women and how they transform the lives of women in the prison system. This exhibit, called The Glasshouse Effect, it was created by The Glasshouse, a social enterprise working with women in prison. It's its first ever exhibit at RHS Chelsea Flower Show, and the initial project came about in a disused glasshouse at HMP East Sutton Park, where women are trained in horticulture to gain employable skills and prepare for future careers. The exhibit, which showcases restorative power of indoor gardening, highlights the women's stories of second chances and resilience. The plants they nurture symbolize hope and new beginnings, and the Glasshouse's 0% reoffending rate, thanks to its holistic support system that includes housing and employment assistance upon release. So literally the glass house here is what represents the actual foundation, the start of the social enterprise, and how it has helped all these women through the prison system and beyond. Throughout and above the exhibit, you can see these bird cages filled with makeup and nail polish, and that's meant to represent the prison system and the cage that the women are in, with the feminine items representing the women themselves. The Glasshouse Effect received a RHS Chelsea Gold medal. And that is all of them. That is it from last year's Houseplant Studios at RHS Chelsea Flower Show. If you would like to see the behind the scenes videos, I will be putting them together soon. It's just been a hectic life so far. So this year's been absolutely crazy. So I will be doing that at some point. But for now, if you like this video, consider following for more. Hit that bell notification to be notified of when I upload a new video. Bye!